Well, hello everyone. My name is Joe Hadfield. I work in University Communications. I want to start. And yes, I do social media, so we had to put a selfie up there. It's not actually my jacket, it's from a friend. Because of President Samuelson's medical background, President Samuelson will often get asked when or if BYU is going to get a medical school. And if you've heard him answer this, you know he's pretty consistent, that he says that at BYU, we're not going to try to do everything, but the things that we try to do, we want to be excellent with them. And I think that applies with social media as well. It seems like every time I turn around, there's a new social media platform being born. How many of you have heard of Omelette? I didn't think so. It's only 2 weeks old. Came out of a Stanford lab. It's part of my job to evaluate what social platforms BYU should be on, where should we have a presence. And rather than having a mediocre presence in a lot of places, I prefer to see BYU be excellent in a few strategic places. It's hard to believe for me that it was only 3 years ago that BYU officially launched our Facebook page. The first Facebook campaign we had was to solicit questions that Mark Zuckerberg answered in the technology forum that was held at the Marriott Center. And we've seen pretty consistent, I blanked it somehow. How to go back. Okay, we've lost a slide here. Well, this is a slide that would show the growth of the Facebook page. It goes like this. I think we have about 268,000 fans right now, and it's been pretty steady growth. So we may have been the last university in the state to join Facebook, but this is the current state of the Facebook rivalry. Go Cougars, right? It has become an important avenue for us to tell the university's story, to build community, and as we've seen, especially this year, a place to help prospective students navigate the admissions process. Since this is a lightning talk, I'm just going to focus in on two important trends with social media that we've seen this year. The first is a shift towards mobile consumption of social content. No matter what social platform you see, the numbers are skewing heavily towards mobile consumption of content now. And some of them are almost exclusively consumed on mobile devices. If you think of Instagram, hardly anyone is pulling that up on a PC. The second is about demographics and who you're likely to find on different social platforms. So let me walk you through a case study about the first trend. Going back to the summer of 2012, we expected that once again BYU would be named the most stone-cold sober university in the country. That 2012 was the 15th year in a row, and it's the type of content that seems to be made for social media, even though it predated social media. You know, it's quirky, it's fun, gets people talking. So we decided to send our photographers up to the top of Rock Canyon to prepare for this and get some fun photos we could share. You know, we had the mountain bikes, we got the chocolate milk, great scenery. The idea, you know, they're smiling. The idea was to show the rest of the country that we still have fun at BYU. I know it's a cheesy idea. We knew that, but we wanted to be ready. And so we shared that. I need to go back. We shared it, and what we noticed is it got a lot of likes from our fans, but it didn't start a lot of conversations. And so we felt like something needed to change, because the hope was we could get our fans to kind of be ambassadors and have these conversations with their networks. So the next year, we simplified things. The idea was we wanted this chocolate milk spilling out all over all 3 inches of that phone screen. We didn't even shoot new photos. This was just cropped tighter and focused in on one element of the previous year's photos. And this small change had some big results. So I'll walk you through a few of the stats here. If you can look over there with that blue rectangle, that highlights the activity that happened on people's personal pages with this content. The comments, you see 902 comments happened on personal profiles versus the comments on our page. So it did spark conversations. It had a real ripple effect. To quantify the size of that ripple effect, it was 6 times bigger than the year before, even though we had practically the same content, the same overall message, same kind of picture, but we made an adjustment to make this more mobile friendly. We saw the same type of phenomenon on Twitter when we tweeted out this picture. That got far more retweets in 2013 than the more complicated and busy picture did in 2012. So to the second trend I want to talk about with demographics and who you're going to find on different social platforms. Another case study would be when admissions letters went out from BYU a month ago. That's a natural high point or a natural sweet spot for social media. If you can catch your fans when they're at their most excited, that's where you want to shine the spotlight on them. And it's a lot like getting that owl that's carrying the letter from Hogwarts, right? So since a lot of BYU fans were flying high that day, we decided to share this picture of Cosmo flying high to congratulate the incoming class on getting accepted to BYU. We shared this through the Twitter and Instagram handles, through Google Plus and Facebook. And we drilled down and looked at the activity on this post and the engagement. And one thing we noticed was overwhelmingly parents congratulating kids on Facebook. They would tag their kids or share it on their page or mention them in a comment. But very little of the activity happened from the students themselves that got admitted. The reason why is because they were over here on Instagram partying. And this is Hannah. She writes here, you can read, "Guess who got accepted to the college of their dreams? This girl." And she uses the BYU hashtag. Had you clicked on the BYU hashtag on Instagram that day, you would have seen hundreds of posts exactly like this with different students holding up their letter, taking a selfie, and using the hashtag. And nobody had prompted them to do that. That's just where they are. They're on Instagram these days. And this was a great opportunity for my colleague John McBride, who runs the Instagram handle for BYU. It's Brigham Young University on Instagram. A great opportunity for him to engage these fans. He's since homecoming of last year, when they really got launched with the BYU Instagram handle, they built up to about 4,000 fans. And as opposed to what we see on Facebook, where we have hundreds of thousands of fans, even though the numbers are smaller here, these are really high quality fans. They're here on campus, and they want to be here on campus like Hannah. And so we expect a ton of growth from this platform as we look ahead and what's going to happen in the next few years. Another milestone on Instagram was reached in the last month. The 100,000th user post that had the BYU hashtag in it. So there's already a lot of activity, and we think this is just the tip of the iceberg. So back to the point of being excellent. If you are representing a part of BYU, your department, on social media, how do you become good at this? I want to mention one resource that the Web Advisory Board has launched. They've asked me to organize a social media committee. We've been operating for a couple of years now. The entry qualifications for entry are pretty low. As long as you represent some part of BYU on social media, we want to have you on our team. These folks are some of the members of the committee, and this is a screenshot from our Facebook group. We have a private Facebook group where we can get in touch with each other and share ideas, ask questions. We also get together once a month in person to learn from each other. Just some of the past topics we've hit. I know we've had College of Fine Arts talk to us about integrating social media and web. We've seen how library engages their patrons through social media. We've had the folks from BYU TV talk to us about what they've learned on YouTube, because they've had a lot of success this year on YouTube. So I invite you to join us and be a part of that. I'll end with this slide, which is a plug for an upcoming competition that my department's hosting. We're sponsoring the second annual Social Media Awards for BYU. If you missed the first annual awards, it's okay. Just go to this link and check out the winners from last year. The idea is we want to highlight the good work that is being done. We're going to change up some of the topics because we want the categories to match the strategies that you're trying to use with your social media efforts. And so get in touch with me to be a part of that. This will kick off in about 1 month. Thank you.